Hey guys, it's Striker here, and I'm going to be introducing myself to you guys. I learned that Booktube Newbie Tag was a thing, so I actually learned it from Coffee, Cookies, and Books, I believe is the name of the YouTube account. Sorry, my dog's in the background being distracting, but I think Coffee, Cookies, and Books got the Booktube tag for newbies from Rick Reads, I believe, and I'll actually link that in the description below. Anyway, to introduce myself for the first question, it's why did you start this channel? Well, for me, it's kind of a long, complicated story. I actually used to not read for like about 10 years or so. Kind of stopped reading after I started college, I believe, and then got a job and then got busy with life that I had no time to read. And then it wasn't until last year recently that when I lost my full-time job under false allegations against me, which I've actually been thinking about making a video for my main channel, and that's also part of why I didn't want it on there, like the Booktube stuff, because I want to separate the Booktube stuff from what I'm still exploring to try out on my main channel, what kind of niche I want that account to be, which I can also put the link for my main channel if you guys are interested in there, since I am still considering if I should put a video about the whole situation that happened to me last year. My friend thinks I shouldn't really talk about it, but I kind of think it's a topic that I should, but that's not the whole point of this video, obviously. But it is part of why I started this channel, also as like an outlet to kind of take my mind off of last year. And since I found my love for books again last year, because I had more free time, and then in October I was starting to try and run out of things to actually read, that I looked into recommendations and discovered Booktube that way last year. So, because I was dragging out the series that I was currently reading, and one of them was Daughter of a Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller, and that was my favorite book last year that I read. So once I ran out of once I was on the third book, I'm like, okay, if I finish this, I'm gonna need something else to read. So that's how I kind of discovered Booktube, and then I kind of thought about starting it this year and getting into it myself. I'm still learning about some stuff for Booktube though, which also brings me to what are some of the unique things that you can bring to Booktube. Honestly, since I'm new to it and I just discovered it last year, I'm not quite sure, because there's still a list of people that I found through other booktubers that I need to watch, and kind of there were some terms that I didn't really know, like DNF and TBR, until maybe last month, once I started exploring more of that. That brings me to my third one. What are you most excited for this channel? Well, as I stated earlier, just an outlet to kind of distract myself from things going on in real life. Something to kind of also build a community, since I used to, in the past, when I don't remember my old accounts, at least not all of them, but I can't, even if the ones I do remember, I can't actually access them. But I remember I used to, when the old YouTube, I don't know how many years ago it was, but I used to roleplay on YouTube with other people that I came across where we like the same TV series and TV shows and like the movies and stuff, and we would roleplay as different characters on there, which some actually translated over to Twitter. I also used to write on a Wattpad. I do remember my Wattpad account, but I don't remember the login. And I used to write books for that. So I kind of want to like also find a community for that to maybe, even if I can't get back into my old Wattpad account, but maybe like I can try and get inspired to like write again. I don't know if maybe I can find that in Booktube. I haven't been really exploring that yet, or at least I haven't come across that, I should say. For the next one, what do you love about reading? Well, since I recently got back into reading, I kind of like the different stories that some of the books have, and how it kind of takes you into a different world, and you kind of can get lost in it. And I'm trying to think what else, because like I'm bad at describing things sometimes. Sorry, I'm looking over the other question because I'm trying to think how else I could better answer this, because I don't think there's an easy way to answer this. I guess I'll just skip to the next question. What book or series got you into reading? Honestly, I can't really remember, but I know that my most read book is like the Vampire Diaries, and I actually need to buy more books for that, so then that way I can get rid of the old books that the covers are coming off of. The next question says, what questions would you like to ask your favorite booktubers? Honestly, I'm not quite sure. I mean, the only thing I can think of, but I can probably look it up, is maybe how to create chapters, because I see some booktubers do that. Honestly, I can't think of anything else since I am still learning a lot about the booktube community. The next question says, what challenges with starting your channel that you think will be the hardest to overcome? I think the hardest thing to overcome for the challenges for starting this channel is, since this is my second account, and my main focus, obviously. I think that will be the hardest challenge, trying to like keep both of them consistent, and maybe running out of things to read, since the fact that I'm trying to learn genres that I actually like to read, since I know I probably don't like the same genres I did in the past. I mean, I do like thriller and mystery and those kind of stuff still, but I don't remember if there were genres I didn't like. And if I end up trying to, I definitely know that I'm going to try and explore other genres than what I actually read in the past, just to see if there's one that I might like, because obviously I read over 10 years ago, so I know my reading tastes aren't going to be the same as when I was in middle school or high school. I think also the thing would be trying to get used to speaking to the camera, because doing this right now, I'm kind of looking at like my notebook because I don't remember the questions off the top of my head. It also kind of feels weird talking to the camera because I'm an introvert, and also pronouncing some of the names, because I don't know if you guys watched my other one, but I know I definitely could not pronounce some of those authors' last names and such. When did you start reading is the next question. I honestly don't know. I know I was mostly an active reader in middle school and high school years, so probably then, because I remember we always were forced in school to always read books. So I don't know if there was one in particular that got me started in reading that I read on my own outside of school. The next question says, where do you read? Well, I kind of read at work, like I mentioned, when I had the shifts where I wasn't doing anything. I read in my bed. I also read at like appointments when I'm waiting for like doctor appointments to like start and stuff, since the waiting room can take forever. I might try and start reading at my community pool, just so I can kind of get like some fresh air than reading inside all the time, and maybe trying to find parks that I could maybe read at. And then the last question asks, what kind of books do you like to read? As I mentioned before, I think I did mention, I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of awkward trying to remember all this and talk to the camera. I'm trying to get used to that. But what kind of books do I like to read? Well, I know in the past I read books like the Hunger Games series, which I actually need to reread. I read books like Divergent series. I still haven't gone to reading the 4 book yet, so I might do a reread on that. I did read the Vampire Diaries. That's my most read one, I think. I have read the Twilight series, which I didn't really like, I don't think. I know I hate the movies, so I might reread the Twilight series and see if I liked that or not. I know I liked, out of the books I read last year, The Daughter of a Pirate King. I still have the last book to read. I did like Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I did not like the Killjoy one, which I just finished last night, and I rated that 1 star on Goodreads, so I did not like that. I don't know if it was just because it was being kind of slow and confusing the way that the pace of it was, and with the murder mystery part for like them playing characters. I think I don't like that in my books, because I think it's better shown in shows maybe, because I couldn't follow with like the different names of the characters, and I couldn't like keep up with it, if that makes sense. I know I've also started reading last year, The School for Good and Evil. I do like that so far. And then I liked Percy Jackson series. I do want to actually read that, and I don't think I've ever finished it. I would want to finish that. Same for the Cassandra Clare's books. I started the Mortal Instruments before, but I never actually finished the series, and now there's like the Infernal Devices and stuff, so that's one of the ones that I'm also going to try and get into reading. I also last year reread the Ugly series, which the movie is on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. Sorry, Netflix. And I love the series, so I do like those type of books. I want to read more horror books, because I don't think I've ever read a horror book, because I don't really count Twilight or The Vampire Diaries as horror because it wasn't really boring or whatever you want to describe it. So, I did read Thicker Than Water, which I did, if you saw, I did do a video on that. So, I'm trying to think what other books for a different genre that I haven't mentioned. I think that's all I can think of, but I know that I definitely want to read going into my reading journey again. I want to read more horror books and sci-fi books and fantasy. I don't like romance that much, but I probably might give it a chance. I also want to read manga because that's always been on my thing to read. And some comic books because I have the first comic book for The Walking Dead. And it looks like there's no other questions on this newbie book tag. But I'll definitely put my main channel in the description below in case you also are interested in checking that out. And hopefully I can keep this channel active and trying to provide at least content every once a week or twice a week. Okay, bye.